for a replay or something. Okay, so good evening once again, everyone. Welcome to our live webinar this evening. So thank you pala kay Japet for gathering you guys to be here tonight. So what we'll be discussing, what we will be learning are basic concepts on becoming your own financial educator, and to be financially free. And we are going to be using the principles set by the best-selling books of IMG. Ito yung best-selling book ng IMG. Yung title niya is The Secret to Saving and Building Your Future. So by the way, we have a chat box here says Zoom. If you want to interact with me or with other participants, you can just type your comments there. And if you have questions, I'm sure you will have a lot of questions. I suggest that you also type your questions there sa chat box. But I suggest if you have questions, kasi mahirap naman na if every slide meron kayong questions and then we will entertain each question right away. So parang baka abutin tayo ng midnight. So we don't want that to happen. So ayaw nating mangyari yan. Unless of course you don't want to sleep. Ako, I want to sleep. So we want to finish this live webinar in 90 minutes. 90 minutes. That's the estimate. So before we start, saan pala tayo nanonood ngayon? Like, where's our location? Let me check kung saan ba tayo ngayon. Are we all in the Philippines or meron bang nasa labas ng Pilipinas ngayon? Or sa Cebu? Bacolod. Si Jill is from Bacolod. PH. Okay. Philippines. Right. Okay. So basically, Maguindanao or someone is in Mindanao. Okay. All right. So thank you everyone for being here tonight, and welcome to our live webinar on building your future. Okay. So in addition to what Japhet shared a while ago as my introduction, this is me. This is me. That's my picture. That's my picture. I'm young. Almost 40. almost 40. So I'm an author and I'm a computer engineer by course. And I'm also your trainer for tonight, this evening. Baka may magtatanong dyan, wala pa akong kinalaman kay Toyota Vios. No? Vios, wala akong kinalaman dyan actually, mas nauna pa akong pinanganak sa kanya. Okay, so I'm an author and currently I have 3 books published. And yeah, although I am a computer engineer, but medyo di ko siya masyadong na-utilize or na-maximize kasi I'm currently home-based and I'm taking care of my online business and I am taking care of my little garden sa backyard and also my 2 little kids. So I would consider myself as a retired corporate employer when I actually quit my job when I was 35 years old. And I started a startup company, Phil Design Academy. And through that company, I was able to help creative people transition from enjoying their hobbies and creating profit from their passion, something like that. So ito yung pinakakabalahan ko ngayon. So yun, other than taking care of my kids. Yeah. So I also have insurance license from Insurance Institute of Asia Pacific, and I am also a marketing director at IMG. Great. So what is IMG, by the way? So well, it's different from OMG. No? Baka akala nyo OMG yan. Para kasi yung iba kasi akala nila OMG. Kasi yung globe na natabunan yung I. So that's IMG, right? So IMG stands for International Marketing Group. It's one of the largest and biggest and fastest growing financial services companies in the Philippines right now. And our mission is to help create wealth for families, especially those who really want to achieve financial security for their family. Okay? So you might think na meron bang tao na ayaw ng financial security? So di ba lahat naman tayo gusto ng financial security, di ba? So yun ang akala natin. Yun ang akala natin na lahat ng tao, they want financial security. But the truth is that maraming tao ang gusto ng maraming pera. Okay? Maraming pera. That's different from having financial security or financial freedom. Having a lot of money does not guarantee financial security. Okay? So, siguro, like for example, example na money does not guarantee your financial security. For example, marami dyan mga famous people, di ba? Like in showbiz and sports. na after some time they become poor. After earning a lot of money, they become back to their original state of being poor. After having millions or even billions of income, they get buried in debt again. No? For example, I think you all know this. Si Mike Tyson, he's a famous boxer, di ba, sa America. So around, ang sabi sa research, ang sabi sa record, he was earning around 400 million US dollars when he was at the peak of his career. No, di ba? That's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. 400 million US dollars. So if you convert that in pesos, that's around 20 billion pesos, right? 20 billion pesos. So if having a lot of money is the key to financial security, then Mike Tyson would not have been buried in debt, diba? He would not have been suffering in debt right now. So um, if you earn a lot of money but you don't have this one important thing, then you are never going to achieve financial security. So what is this important thing? What is this very important thing? That is what we are going to talk about. That is the financial literacy. No? So this is the core of IMG's vision or mission. This is the core of the mission of IMG, financial literacy. So IMG, the company itself, focuses on promoting financial literacy among Filipinos, and not only in the Philippines but also around the globe. Okay, but when you say financial literacy, ano ba talaga yung ibig sabihin ng financial literacy? What do you mean by financial literacy? Do you really need to be smart and intelligent, and do you need to be an engineer? Do you need to to finish college education to become financially literate? Kailangan ba yon? What do you think? Kailangan ba? So of course hindi, no? Of course hindi. Not necessarily. You don't need to be smart. You don't need to be intelligent. You don't need to be a professional individual na marami kang alam about books, about all the technical matters of life. You don't have to be all that just to become financially literate. Okay? Because it's different when you manage your intellect on other matters, and it's different from managing or understanding how money works. Okay? So yung mission talaga ng IMG is that we help develop a positive mindset in becoming financially independent yung mga tao, yung mga Filipinos, yung mga families, right? So IMG also has an established partnerships with some of the biggest companies in the financial industry. For example, yung Ayala Land, yung PhilAm, yung SMBC, and many others. So those are the partnerships of IMG. Okay, so again, having big income does not guarantee financial security. In fact, what we see usually in the society is that the bigger income you have, the bigger the money problem also, di ba? Bakit kaya? Bakit kaya na if you have a lot of money, you will also have a lot of problems? Bakit kaya? What is the number one reason? The number one reason is, yan sa screen, the lack of financial knowledge. No? The lack of financial knowledge. Okay, now that is the mission of IMG again, to help every family achieve financial freedom, not by spoon feeding, not even by providing, like giving cash to people. That's the worst thing that you could do to other people. No? There's this phrase that says na, give a man a fish and he will eat for a day, or teach a man how to fish or how to catch fish and you will feed him for a lifetime, diba? You've heard this over and over again. That's why in IMG we really teach people how to quote unquote fish, how to catch fish, how to make money, how to understand money, and how to grow their money. And we don't help people by giving them, by spoon feeding them. No? We don't do that because um, we are helping people to achieve financial independence through their own capacity. No? Hindi natin pinupush yung mga tao na dapat ganito, ganyan yung gagawin mo. But we help them to properly learn the proper ways to understand how finances work, how money works. No? So yun, ang pinaka-mission ng IMG is we want to help every Filipino family know. Naputol ko. Something just happened. Uh, asa ko dapit? Where was I cut off? Here. Uh, Hello everyone. Parang something's wrong with the internet. Biglang naputol when there was lightning. So can you still guys hear me? Jafet, can you still hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Apo.
Okay. Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Kasi naputol eh. Did you notice that?
Yes,
Naputol.
yes sir, go ahead. Naputol
All
ka nga
right.
sir, pero bumalik naman.
Okay, thank you. Sige. So yun. Yun ang pinaka-mission natin, that we're going to help families, no? Help families to educate properly in terms of financial literacy, all right? So basically, there are three main platforms of IMG. When I joined IMG, ang goal niya nung first when I joined was ma-educate yung 1 million Filipino families. Yun yung goal niya before. But then, um, before na, ma-hit niya yung 1 million families by 2020, year 2020. But in 2019, na-hit niya yung 1 million families. In fact, more than that, na-achieve ni IMG. So, binago ni IMG yung ano niya, yung goal niya. Instead of that 1 million, so IMG wants to educate 30 million families by 2030. So yeah, so we want to help 30 million families be equipped with the right mindset for them to achieve financial freedom. So since you're all here this evening, so congratulations, you're all now part of the campaign, part of the financial literacy campaign, which means that you now belong to the new generation of financial warriors. There are a lot of people out there who still do not know how to properly manage their own income, their own finances. No matter how much big or high they're earning, they're still struggling to put up their savings because they do not know the proper ways and how to handle their finances. Okay, so whatever you will be learning this evening, I hope that you will use them to help other people, to you share them with your family, you share them with your colleagues, your friends, and how what you've learned today, so that it's a blessing to share to other people what you've learned from whatever you're from whatever webinar or seminar you're attending. Okay, so I hope you share to everyone what you're learning, what you will be learning today or this evening. So I invite you guys, I invite you to be part of our global campaign to of financial literacy. Okay, so simple lang, you share what you learn to other people. Okay, okay. During one of the lectures I conducted in the past, I had a lecture sa isang school. One participant asked me, sir, sabi niya, sir, do I really need to attend the seminar? Gusto ko lang naman na bumili ng insurance policy, and I know I need that. Yung sabi niya, so do I really need to attend the seminar? Can I just buy from you right away? Yung sabi niya. So actually I can do that. I can actually do that. Kasi I have a license to sell insurance naman. So that's what most people do, no? That's what most people do. They just buy a product or anything, any insurance policy or whatever, without even understanding the theories or the important principles behind what they're buying. So yun, I can't blame her. I can't blame her if you do that. If he asks that question, kasi yun kasi yung ginagawa ng maraming insurance agents eh. Yun yung mag-sell ng insurance without even educating their clients. Or sometimes they would just do a lecture, but the real content of their lecture is actually about just the products they're selling. That's not proper education. The proper education is the holistic education about how the money really works. Okay, so the danger with that strategy, if you do that, is that you're only patching one aspect in one person's life. Okay, so in IMG we teach financial literacy because we want to help people. We want to help people to have we want to help people not only on one aspect of their life, but also on different aspects of their life. So holistic na. So we teach financial literacy because number one, the rule of money is changing. So this slide I'm using now will probably be obsolete 5 or 10 years from now. So or even earlier than that, or probably 3 years. So baka maging obsolete na tong content na to in the future. So the rule of money is constantly changing. And as you can see here, it's a graph. The deposit rate interest has dropped over the years from dito sometime in 1984 to less than 5 na lang around 2009, even probably this year less na, di ba? So what is the significance of knowing this? What is the significance of knowing this drop of interest rate? Okay, so for example, in 1970s, around 1970s, based on this graph, if you have a college degree and then you get a job and then you save some of your income in the bank, you can actually have a good life. That was before. That was in the 1970s. Meaning you can, a good life before is like having a good house or having a house, having a car. You can afford expensive vacations and still you can have extra cash for your future and for your retirement. That was before. That was the definition of good life before. But nowadays, the game has changed. Now the game has changed. Well, of course, you can still have a house now. You can still buy a car. You can, in fact, easily buy a car now kasi maraming zero down payment ng mga cars ngayon. So, and you can even go on vacation like every week or every day, of course, before COVID, no? So, and mangyayari is pag-uwi mo sa bahay ngayon after the vacation, you'll realize na naubos na yung savings mo. Unlike before, no? Naubos na yung savings mo and then nadadagdagan pa yung utang mo sa credit card. Yun yung mga common scenarios sa ngayon. So, sa ngayon kasi madali ang pera talaga. Madali ang pera, madali i-earn, madali also to spend. So, napakadali yung flow ng money into our pocket and out of our pocket. So even if you have zero money nowadays, you can still enjoy your vacation. You can still buy whatever you like, even if you have zero money. Using what? Using credit card. Nauso kasi ngayon yung mga zero interest rate, di ba? Or yung mga usong-uso ngayon sa mga post travel now, pay later. I know some friends who are managing their business on travel agency. They have that scheme. No? You can travel without paying and then you can just pay later. Yung iba, travel now, pulubi later. Yung ganun ang mga arrangements. So again, in the 1970s, when you have a college education and you get a job, then you can already have a comfortable life. And if you save, you can have a comfortable retirement. Okay, yun yung sa 1970s. But in this sa 200s to 2000s, this era that we have, that's no longer the case. That's no longer the case. Now, when you have a degree, that's no longer a guarantee that you will have a comfortable life. You can finish college and even have master's, even PhD, and still be buried in debt. So I see that in a lot of people, among my friends, among my colleagues. They have all the degrees, but still they're buried in debt. So yun, marami dyan kasi they go to work and they have a good get up, no? They look nice, they look clean, they look slick, and they have nice cars. Tapos every payday they have new shoes and then they have new watch and new haircut. Kung pwede palang new face, pwede gawin. So lahat bago every sweldo. That's what you normally see from a lot of people nowadays. But what they were doing is that they want to appear as if they were successful. They want to look as if they're successful and they're rich. But deep inside them, they're just actually living paycheck to paycheck. That's the hard truth. They're just living paycheck to paycheck. They're even struggling to pay their loans if they have loans. No? So again, we teach financial literacy because the rule of money is changing. The money strategies that may work before in the 1970s is no longer effective now. So you also have to upgrade your strategy as well. Okay. So another reason we teach financial literacy is that a lot of people or many people lack financial education. So according sa result of the FinQ survey by Citibank in 2013, the average Filipino has a financial quotient of 53%. So based on the report naman sa United Nations, ang Philippines daw is among the highest literacy rate among the Southeast Asia, no? Southeast Asian countries compared with Singapore, Brunei, and Indonesia. So if that's the case na 98% of Filipinos are really smart and really intelligent or literate, so uh, asan na yung 45%? Asan na yung 45% sa kanila? Ibig sabihin, those 45% na mga smart people are still buried in debt. So that's how I see it, no? Even if we are high in terms of literacy rate and intelligence and smartness, whatever you call it, we are still low in terms of financial literacy, okay? Financial quotient. So another reason is that people live longer today. People live longer. Mas matagal daw namamatay yung mga tao ngayon. That's according to macro trends. Macro trends, they conducted some surveys or data. They plotted the data. The average life expectancy of every Filipino daw is 72 years old now. So ito yung expectancy ng Filipino. So on average, 72 years old. That is so high compared to the 1950s. In 1950s, yung average expectancy, life expectancy ng Filipino is 54 years old lang. So you might think this is a great news. Of course, this is a great news. No? Great news if you have what it takes to support yourself during old age, if you have enough money to take care of yourself during old age. So that's great news if you have the means para to survive during old age. But what if you don't? That's a very, very sad news, di ba? Buti pang wala na lang, di ba? If you can't afford to live during old age, what's the point, no? What's the point? Kawawa ka lang, di ba? So when you're older kasi, you will be retiring, so mahirap na maghanap ng active income. Bihira na yung mag-hire ng mga retired people to do their hard work, hard jobs, no? And of course, you need pension, no? When you're older, you will be needing funds for your healthcare. Kasi syempre naman, yung health natin magde-deteriorate as we get older also. It's just, it's normal cycle of life, no? It just happens, no? There's nothing we can do about that. It just happens. And so, what if you have no funds for on that time? What if wala kang funds that time to sustain your lifestyle, di ba? What if you have not invested in your healthcare? So, what usually happens with Filipinos or for Filipinos is that they rely on their relatives. No, that's good. It's good because we Filipinos naman are family oriented or we're family loving race. It's good. It's not a bad thing that we rely on them when we get old. However, the bad thing about it is that we also become a burden to our younger generation if we rely on them on our on our finances, di ba, when we get older, di ba? So, maski ano pa yan, kasi if you rely on your, for example, yung mga kamag-anak nyo para mabuhay kayo for your hospitalization, etc., what will happen is they will be minding their responsibilities, their current responsibilities sa family nila, and at the same time, they will be taking care of your finances. So magiging dalawa yung nila, responsibility. So magiging burden talaga sa kanila if they are taking care of their own family and at the same time the oldies in the family, or you if you get once you get old. Okay, so yun. Another reason is that people spend faster today. People spend faster today. Okay, that day, if you want to entertain yourself, all you need is to go outside of the house and then call people and then play. Maglalaro kayo ng patintero, ganyan, kahit ano sa labas ng bahay. So I was born in the 1980s, so I'm blessed and happy to share to share with you that I've also experienced this kind of fun in my life, no, when I was younger. But now yung mga new generation, they don't need to go out of the house. In fact, they don't want to go out of the house if they want to be entertained. Kasi yung source of entertainment nila is right on their fingertips, no? Even shopping, you don't need to go out of the house to shop, diba? To buy stuff. Everything becomes really very accessible ngayon, nowadays. And even if that happens, since that happened, no, yung spending din natin becomes very, very easy and accessible also. One click lang sa Lazada, yun, you already buy something you want, no? You can even shop. You can spend the whole night on Lazada doing shopping, right? So before a parent could raise 10 children, but today even mga 10 yung anak nila, and then they have all they have good income na, they cannot even raise one parent, no. May mga instances na mga na nangyayari na ganyan, no. They have sent their children to good education, and then when they were older, matanda na sila, yung 10 children mahirap pa mag-attend to their needs, no, to their financial needs. Kasi they also have their own family, so it's understood, di ba? So before, even isa lang yung nagtatrabaho sa family, they can raise 10 children, no? But today, maski yung both husband and wife, but even if they're both working, sometimes kulang pa din siya to raise just one child. Bakit? No, why? Kasi nowadays, ang daming demands. We all have demands. We have so many demands nowadays. And which means that kung may demands, may spending, di ba? So that's why we also, for those who have interest in financial literacy, for those who have no financial literacy, financial education, on how to manage their finances, their money, mahirapan talaga to cope with the demands, no? Cope with the demands. Kasi spend lang ng spend, di ba? And another reason, now the cost of living is also so much higher than before. So if di mo alam how to beat inflation, that's expected na you will really be buried in debt. Kasi hindi makaya i-compensate ng income mo, ng whatever you're earning from your job, ang pagtaas ng inflation. So as mentioned by Japheth a while ago, some of you here, most of you here are doing trading. So in the stock market, so that's one of the tools that we use para to beat inflation. However, if you don't manage your trading well, if you don't manage your risks well, so you would also lose a lot of money there. So you really have to also balance in a way that even if you're passionate with trading, even if you're passionate with stock market, you also have to balance that with how you set aside certain amounts na di mo dapat itatouch, no matter what. Okay, we're going to talk more about that later on. So according to Robert Kiyosaki, I think you all know about him. He's very famous. No? He's the famous author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I hope everyone has read at least one of his books, at least the Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Sino dito yung hindi pa nakabasa ng Rich Dad, Poor Dad? I will send you a copy. It's one of the most simple na book to understand money. Money matters, right? So whoever here hasn't read that book, I will send you a copy of that book. I have an ebook and also an audiobook if you like. Okay. So anyway, ang sabi niya, money without financial intelligence is money soon gone. So we want to teach people the proper way to keep their money, how to make use of their money the proper way, and also how to grow their money. That's what we do here in IMG. So that is our first platform in IMG. We educate people through financial literacy seminars, something like this. So something like what we're doing this evening. Okay. So the second platform of IMG is the financial strategy. Here in IMG, we believe in the solid or building a solid financial foundation. And to appreciate this foundation better, we need to understand also, we need to understand first the X-curve concept. Ano ba yung X-curve concept? Sino dito yung nakarinig na ng X-curve concept? Except ni Japheth. Sino dito nakarinig na ng X-curve concept? Meron ba? Wala pa? Crew. Yun, may nag-chat na. Buti naman. Thank you po, Deepa. Okay. The reason I ask you that question is because I want to know that you're not yet asleep. Mahirap naman na I'm talking here on my own and then yung kausap ko pala is natutulog na. So I hope you guys respond with me if I ask you simple questions lang naman to keep me alive and to keep everyone alive para hindi ako parang baliw na nagsasalita on my own and to myself in front of the computer. Okay, so anyway, X-curve concept. So we're gonna talk about that. So iba naman yung ano, I think you've heard of the flatten the curve. That's different, no? That's about COVID. So X-curve concept has nothing to do with that. So the X-curve concept, let's talk about it. Okay. The X-curve concept has two curved lines. So ito yung curved lines, red line, tsaka si blue line. So yung blue line, ito yung nagre-represent sa ating savings, savings aspect of our life, savings aspect of the money aspect of our life. So we may interpret this as if at whatever at the start, yung savings natin is supposed it should be around zero, diba? Around zero yung savings natin. And as we go older, yung savings natin, it's expected to go higher, diba? So itong I assume na walang mga anak dito ni Henry C, no? So siguro yung mga anak ni Henry C hindi zero dito. I think mga millions din yung start nila. So sa atin, I would assume na walang Henry C siblings or offsprings dito. So I would assume na lahat tayo dito would start with zero. So at the early stage, yung savings natin is zero, and as we get older, it's expected that our savings also would go up. Okay? At the same time, yung isang curve, yung red na curve, it represents our responsibility. So when we are still younger, yung responsibilities natin are also high. Is high. Yung responsibility natin is high. And as we get older, our responsibility drops down or low. Yeah, goes down, no? Goes down kasi diba, when we get older, expected na retired ka na, tapos yung mga anak mo is may kani-kanila ng family, so they can now live on their own. So kaya siya nag-drop down. So it approaches to zero. So while we are younger, you have so many responsibilities, diba? Basically, you work for money, right? You work for money when you're younger. And you actively earn income to provide your family food, to provide them clothing, shelter, education, etc. No, that's this is given, diba? We work for money para to provide to have income for our families, diba? So at this stage also, you're expected to have to be less secure in terms of financial stability. Kasi nga, you still have zero savings or no savings, and then you have so many financial responsibilities. Okay, so now while you're still accumulating, so ito yung stage na you're still accumulating wealth, diba? And you have so many responsibilities. What if ito yung nangyari, you die too soon, no? Knock on wood. We don't want that to happen. But what if you die too soon? So anong mangyayari sa mga responsibilities mo? Who will take care of them? Who will take care of your responsibilities? So hindi naman siguro parang bahala na si Batman, di ba? Hindi pwede yon unless you're really a very irresponsible person. So we don't do that, di ba? Gusto natin na even if we are in heaven or in hell or wherever, saan ka papunta, so wherever you will go after you leave Earth, of course, you want to still be responsible with your duties to your family, diba? So how are you going to address that? That's how insurance takes place, no? Yun ang purpose ng insurance. When you die too soon, the accumulated wealth from the insurance will be the amount of money will be used to take care of your responsibilities na naiwan mo, no? So isa kasi ito sa mga common myth among Filipinos, no? Among other countries as well, but pinaka-common talaga, pinaka-strong talaga to na myth sa mga Filipinos na they would think na they will not get insurance while they're still younger kasi ang iniisip nila, it's only an expense, no? It's only an expense, and they think na they would only be needing they would only be needing insurance in the future. So they would not need insurance when they're younger. Yun yung myth. Yun yung karamihan na maling paniniwala ng maraming Pilipino. And their excuse kasi is, sabi nila, bata pa naman daw sila, so hindi nila magagamit yung insurance. Yun ang sabi nila. And I would like to point this out, no, na insurance is not for you. Insurance is not for you to enjoy, okay? Hindi siya para sa'yo. Even if you're the one paying for the insurance, it's not for you to enjoy. It's not for you to spend in the future. It is for your family. It is for your family, yung mga beneficiaries mo. It is for your family to go on with their lives even if you are gone, even when you are gone. Kahit wala ka na, yung insurance na wealth na acquired from the insurance, yun yung gagamitin ng family mo to sustain their life, to go on with their life, to continue with their life, even if wala ka na. Yun. So, sabihin mo, okay lang yan, mabubuhay naman sila kung sila lang. But what if you currently have utang, you currently have loans? Like for example, may binabayaran ka, meron kang monthly dues sa motor, or sasakyan, or kuryente, or may pinapaaral ka. So when you are gone, knock on wood again, sino magbabayad nun? Sino magbabayad ng mga binabayaran mo? So, alangan namang tiway na, no? Alangan namang sila na lang bahala. Kawawa naman sila, no? They're sad of losing you, and they're sad of having all the burdens financially, di ba? So, ang sakap naman nun, ba? So, doon pumapasok yung importance ng insurance. It will take care of your responsibilities even if you are not there physically to take care of them. Okay? So now another scenario is that what if may lahing pusa ka, meron kang 9 lives, so you live too long. Instead na you're expecting to die at this age, nag-extend yung life mo. That's also a problem, no? That's also a problem because yun na nga, I think I mentioned a while ago, what if you reach 70 years old, for example, although at this stage wala ka ng masyadong responsibilities for your family, but you still need to have something for yourself, di ba? Especially if you have that kind of lifestyle na vacation, lavish vacation, ganyan. So you still have to, if you want to sustain that lifestyle, you need to have funds for that, di ba? And if you're aware as well, if you know some seniors in your home, there are a lot of expenses na din na attached to getting old, no? For example, medicine, mga supplements, ganyan, mga maintenance. So that's given. That's given. So how are you going to prepare for that? How are you going to prepare for that if you live too long, no? Longer than what you have expected? So this is where the long-term investment comes in. Dito mo magagamit yung investment mo sa healthcare para there's enough funds to fund your needs in the future, especially sa health aspect, no? So now the next question is, how much? No, how much long-term investment and insurance should be enough? So how much ba? How much ba talaga? So is it 1 million? Is it 2 million? Is it 10 million? So what's the answer? What do you think is the answer? How much insurance and investment is enough? Any guess? So that's another simple question. So to test if anyone here is not yet asleep, ang makakasagot ng tama ay may premyo ng trip to Jerusalem. So ano, what do you think is the right answer? How much insurance and investment is enough? How much should be enough? What do you think? Any guess? Any number? Walang guess?
1 million.
1 million? Yung iba? 2?
Pwede. Starting.
Sige, 10 million daw, 2 million. So, alam na ni Japheth yung sagot eh. So,
10 million.
wag ka na Japheth. So, ang sagot po is, it depends. No, it depends. It depends on what? So, it depends on your total responsibility. So, for other people, may mga type of their lifestyle na yung responsibility nila is 500,000 lang. So, ibig sabihin yung lifestyle nila is very low. Baka siguro ano na sila, they have their own garden, Char, kasi may garden ako. Baka they have their own farm and then they have their own source of income and then they're living in a nipa hut or something like that. Baka ganon. So probably they can survive in 500 um, thousand pesos. So for others, 1 million, 2 million. So wala pong wrong answer doon. It really depends on your total responsibilities. Now, next question is how do you know about your responsibilities? How do you know kung magkano yung corresponding amount sa yung responsibilities? No? How do you know? Here's a simple guide. Here's a simple guide. You get your annual income. Let's say your annual income is 300,000. So this is, how much is this every month? So depende niyan. So ano lang to? Anong tawag? Yeah, monthly expenses also. This is just a guide, no? This is a guide. So let's say yung annual income mo, yung gross, no? Gross to dapat. Is this, and then i-multiply mo siya ng 10, ibig sabihin, this is good for 10 years. So you will be needing this much to sustain or to address your responsibilities for 10 years. So, so ito yung ano. So yun, isipin nyo, if you have, let's say si Japheth, ang annual siguro ni Japheth is 500,000. So times 10, so siguro mga 5 million sa Japheth every, yung dapat na enough insurance and investment para sa kanya. Okay, so if you're going to plot this sa X curve, it's going to look like this, no? It's going to look like this. At first, while you're younger, medyo bata ka pa, you can say na your responsibility can be equal to that, no? Equal to 3 million. And then when your savings also, kasi nga, as we mentioned a while ago, yung at the start, yung savings natin is zero, di ba? Zero. And so for you to continue with your responsibilities for 10 years, even when you're gone, even when you're transporting to the portal to heaven or hell or purgatory. So even if you have zero savings, you need to have this amount. You have to have this amount to address these responsibilities, no? Even when you are gone, okay? Even when you are gone, even when wala ka na. So as you get older as well, as you get older, matanda ka na, then your responsibilities approach to zero kasi nga magre-retire ka na or something, wala ka ng mga problema in terms of gastusin for the family. Your savings is also expected to reach this much, no? To reach that much. Okay, so if you did your assignment, especially when you're younger, when you're young, or now, if you did not do that 10 years, 20 years ago, there's still hope, no? You can start now. If you do your assignments as early as possible, then you will achieve your financial freedom in the future, meaning you will no longer rely on having an active income to afford your necessities, no? You will no longer work for money, no? Instead, your money will be working for you if you do your hard assignments early, no? And this is one of the reasons understanding the X-curve concept is really important, no? It's really important for you. And importante din to siya para you will know if what you have right now as a savings, as an investment is ready enough for you to sustain your future, to have the kind of lifetime in your future, okay? So, depende siya sa current financial situation talaga ng isang tao. So, ang answer ni Japheth could be different from the answer of Jill or anybody else. Depende yan sa kind of lifestyle that they have and the kind of situation that they currently have, okay? Okay, so now let's talk about the importance of building a solid financial foundation, okay? So building a solid financial foundation is just like building a house. So where do you start? No, where do you start? Siyempre, sa foundation. The foundation, wala naman sigurong foundation na nasa ibabaw, no? Yung foundation, it's from the ground. It's from the ground. So usually, actually, all the time, or if the builder is smart, they would really build from ground up, no? And when building a house, it needs to be strong enough to withstand typhoon and earthquake. Kung ano mang calamities yan, it should be strong enough to withstand all types of calamities, yung foundation ng house mo. there's this parable na just pops in my mind. No, ang sabi like it's something like those who built his house on the sand is foolish. Of course, foolish siya kasi of course yung sand is medyo loose and it's weak, di ba? So a house will easily fall if you build it on the weak foundation. So you really have to build your house on a solid foundation. So translating that to financial foundation, your financial foundation should be strong enough para it can withstand against financial crisis, loss of income if mawawalan ng trabaho. Ibig sabihin you will still be able to survive, no, even if you have no source of income. And if someone in the family gets sick or yan, may mga utang or there's bankruptcy. Okay, so if you have a solid financial foundation, you can survive all these challenges. Now, you can really survive all these challenges. So now, the next question will probably be, paano? So how are you going to build your solid financial foundation? So, one of the good things about IMG is that they simplify things. No, kasi if you before I joined the IMG, I really had a hard time understanding, understanding all the concepts about money. But IMG made it very simple. Now there are 6 steps. No? There are 6 simple steps. Simple na siya, but the implementation is a different story. Okay, so number 1, what's the first step? First step is increase cash flow. So what is cash flow? It's the flow of cash into your pocket and out of your pocket. So how do you do that? So ito yung most people, they always have or they have negative cash flow. Kasi what happens is they have income and then they spend, they have their expenses. So yung remaining, that's the cash flow. So usually they have negative cash flow kasi yung expenses nila is more than their income. For example, they're earning 30,000, then they're spending 40,000. So yung cash flow nila is negative 10,000. So negative yung cash flow nila. So they're spending more than what they have. So how to reduce or how to increase cash flow? Number 1, very simple, reduce expenses. So if live below your income. So again, yung goal natin is we want to be rich and we don't want to just look as if we're rich, no? As if na rich tayo, tapos bago yung, everything is bago about us, every sweldo, bago yung mukha, bago yung relo, bago yung damit, yung bulsa pala is butas-butas na. So we don't want that to happen, no? We don't want it to happen. So here's a common saving formula, no? Income minus expense, savings. Ito yung mga ginagawa ng karamihan, no? Say they have their income, they have their salary, and then they spend it. Then whatever is left, that is their savings. That is going to ensure, that is going to guarantee na you will be buried in debt. Kasi usually walang matitira sa savings and then you will overspend. Ito, after your salary, it goes automatically to these big companies, di ba? Ano ba to sila? Meralco, this is for the power, PLDT for internet and telephone, shopping, telephone, tapos pasosyal, takeout, yan, mga utang, so telephone again. So your salary, maraming nagpo-possess ng yung salary, whatever you're earning, marami ang owner of your salary. But ikaw, this is you, this is your burdened with your job, and then after that, iba pala yung magmamayari ng yung whatever you're earning, ba? That's just the reality of life, right? So I want to ask you, how are you doing so far? How are you doing so far? So I want you to know or to be aware of your average annual income, no? So let's say your average annual income is this, 20,000 pesos. You multiply that by 10, meaning 10 years, no? This is your total amount earned for that long period of time. So ask yourself, for that period of time, or if let's say di pa umabot ng 10 years ka nag-work, nagtatrabaho, gamitin mo yung number dito. Let's say for example, baguhan ka pa sa work, 5 years, ganyan, kunin mo siya dito, i-type mo siya dito, or i-compute mo siya dito, and then kunin mo yung total amount earned for this duration, and then ask yourself, how much are you saving during this period? Okay, so how much ba? So do you have good savings? Can you say that it's enough? Can you say that it's um, can you say that you're proud of it or something like that? So here, it's not really what you earn that counts, it's what you keep. So I see a lot of people who have six-figure income, monthly income, and then they still end up having zero savings. No? But of course, I also see a lot of people no matter how little they're earning, they still have um, savings. They still have savings. No? It's a discipline. No? So ask yourself, are you a spender or a saver? Are you a spender or a saver? Okay. So wait lang. Meron kasi itong animation tapos inano ko lang. Hindi ko siya ginaw up. Anyway, so yun. If you're the spender type, so you're gonna be drinking soda, no? Let's say this is the estimate price of the soda for the sake of simplicity lang. I think it's more than that, but yeah, let's say you drink Coke probably every day, one per day, and then um, your monthly expenses in terms of corresponding the soda is this much, diba? So if you get the total of that, if this is your normal spending every day, if you total all this, if you get the total of all of this after 15 years, this is how much you're losing. No? This is how much you're losing. How much that? Okay, so ito pala, yan. So that's a lot of money wasted. No? A lot of money wasted. Kasi other than the fact that it's unhealthy to drink all the stuff and to eat all the stuff, you're also wasting money. You're also wasting money. No? If you just have that stamina or discipline to keep those money. No? If you don't spend your money on this stuff, this unhealthy stuff, you can at least save this much, no? Okay. So if you save it or invest that money on a vehicle where that gives 12% interest rate, so this 300,000 can become 5.9 million, 5.5 million after 15 years, no? And that will become the same amount, no, after another 20 years, no? That's 67 million. That's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. And no one is considering, no one is taking this seriously when they say that you save and not spend on this unnecessary stuff. Okay? So here's the prosperity formula. Pay yourself first. No? If you have your income, okay, 100% pa siya. So you subtract it automatically with your expense, with your pay yourself first your matters that yung para sa iyo for the future and for your like for example may mga foundation ka na sinusuportahan, so automatically deduct mo siya dyan. So probably you can have 10% sa tithe and then 20% sa savings. So depende siya sa kung anong gusto mo, no? And then the remaining should be what should you spend for your lifestyle to sustain your lifestyle. Okay, so dapat yung whatever you spend should not exceed 70% of your income, of your total income. Okay, then yun. So what if 70% is not enough for your needs, for my needs? What if it's not enough for your needs? So ang gagawin mo is siyempre ibig sabihin, hindi siya enough, meaning you're just spending too much. So you have to be aware kung ano yung mga sinispend nyo, ano yung pinagagastusan nyo. You need to be aware. For example, you drink Starbucks 1 cup every day. That's 140 pesos, diba? If you think it's important for you to save this 20%, then you need to make a conscious decision, no? You need to be aware and be conscious. Change your habit. Instead of drinking 1 cup of Starbucks every day, siguro every other day na lang or wag na lang, di ba? Mag 3-in-1 ka na lang. Same lang naman yan, kape pa din. Hindi ka lang social, but what's the point of being social if butas-butas naman yung bulsa mo, di ba? So yun. You reduce your expenses. Again, live below your income. And another is, if you can, you have another source of income, right? Another source of income. If if magaling ka maglaba, then maglaba ka for other people. Oh, you use your spare time to earn extra income. Okay? So if magaling ka mag-vlog o magsulat, ganyan, so use your spare time. I'm sure you have a lot of spare time. It's just an excuse na yung mga tao daw, they don't have time daw, they don't have time. But if you ask them, what do you do? What did you do the past hour? The truth is they were just browsing Facebook or probably watching movies or yun. So that wala silang time pero they have time to browse Facebook. Yeah, that's the irony. So how do you increase your income? Let's say you have a job and then on average you spend your time 10 hours a job. Grabe, no? You're 8 hours and then overtime ka every day. So and then you sleep 7 hours. So it means na you have around 7 hours din na spare, no? Spare. So you can use that spare to build your wealth, no? You can use that spare time to build your wealth. No, may iba nagsasabi na natutulog ako ng 7 hours and then maglalaba pa ako sa bahay tapos maglilinis pa ako na magpapakain pa ako ng anak tapos maglilinis whatever, maglalaba, whatever. Yun, ang daming mga excuse but actually you just have to be consciously aware of kung ano yung mga suspendan mo ng time, no? Suspended. It's not mine to judge you if you really are using your time well, but you have to be conscious of it. Right? You have to be conscious where you're using your time to. Okay, so a lot of people, we all have 24 hours, the same 24 hours, no? But bakit sino ba yung pinakamayaman na pinaka-popular? Si Bezos, ano pangalan ni Bezos? Bezos yung owner ng Amazon. Anyway, so ano na lang, si Steve Jobs. Patay na si Steve Jobs eh. Wag na lang. Si Henry C. Patay na din si Henry C. Si Bill Gates na, Bill Gates. So, Jeff Bezos. Yes, thank you, Jill. Jeff Bezos. So, Jeff Bezos, probably he has, I'm sure he has the same 24 hours as we have. But why is it that he's the number one, he's the richest guy in the world? Because probably he used his spare time well on building his wealth, diba? As you've heard, if you know about his biography, he started his Amazon sa warehouse niya, sa backyard niya. And then look now how rich he is. So he used to work in a bank and then he got bored and then he built his own business. And of course, he started building his business while he was still working during his spare time. So, but a lot of people, instead of doing that, instead of learning how to build their wealth, they want to just watch TV. They just want to waste their time on social media. Yun. So there are really three types of ways to manage your spare time. Either to make your money during your spare time, or waste your time during spare time, or waste your money during spare time. Kasi nga, we have Lazada on our fingertips. You can easily click and click and click. And then before you knew it, naubos na yung sweldo mo, right? So yun, I suggest you do this, no? Yan. So ito yung nagpapahirap sa ating lahat, no? We waste our time ang mas worse pa nga is we waste our money while we waste our time. Okay? So you have to change the things you do in your spare time and you need to use it to earn additional income, right? Okay. There are a lot of topics about this, no, in IMG, but we cannot cover today as deep topics, no. But if you like to avail that, you can just join IMG later on. You can just join IMG in the future. You can contact Japheth how to join. Anyway, so tapos na tayo dyan. Cash flow. So number two, second step is to ensure proper protection. What is proper protection? Okay, I think we've briefly touched about this a while ago. Okay. So I think we are aware that lahat ng ating mga properties, and di siguro lahat, but most of our properties are insured. No? Yung cars, huhulihin ka if hindi siya insured. Tapos yung bahay din, it's insured. But if the family, the most important aspect of your life is not insured, walang huhuli sa'yo, walang nakikialam, pag ganun. But sad to say, kasi yun yung mas importante siya kaysa car eh. Mas importante siya sa house, but ito yung pinaka bihira na ini-insure. No? Bihira siya na ini-insure. Cool. Okay, so you have to ensure proper protection. Life insurance provides protection for your family in case you, I hate the word die, but in case you leave Earth too soon. Okay? So most people have good protection in their houses and cars, but only a few have enough for their loved ones. Okay, it's a sad truth. Okay. Okay, there's also a more deep reason, more deep lecture about this inside inside IMG. So anyway, yeah, I want to talk about this, but wag na lang siguro, masyadong mahaba. Ano pa ba? Yeah, and I think we've already covered this during the first few slides, no? When you get older, of course, when you get older and you get sick, ayaw mo naman na makikipagsiksikan ka sa ganito na, ganito na situation sa hospital. So you want even more than this. So we want at least, at least medyo komportable naman, no? Komportable ka naman when you get old. So you need to invest for that now while you still can. There's this story in the Bible na yung 40 days with, di ba si Moses, no, not Moses, but si Noah pala, Noah. Si Noah, he built his ark for how many years? 40 years ba? Maraming years, no? Maraming years. And then to prepare for that big flood for 40 days. So the same way, no, when you still can, especially when you're still healthy and young and capable and you're still earning actively, you need to allocate that fund to prepare for that future wherein wala ka ng capacity to earn. So you don't prepare for the storm when there is already a storm, di ba? You have to prepare for the storm while there is still sun, while you still have all the capacities, you still have all the good health and all the sources of income. You need to have that. Oh, 120 years pala. Sorry, Pastor. So akala ko 40 years lang. 40 years in dog's life pala yun. Okay, 120 years pala siya nagbi-build ng ark. So very long time, no, to build an ark for just para to live and survive during the flood, 40 days flood. So the same way sa proper protection, so long-term care protection. Okay, so the third step, so we're now done with cash flow, increased cash flow, proper protection, and the third is the management and elimination of debt. So if you have utang, you have to either eliminate them right away, but if you have multiple utangs, you have to manage them in a way na hindi ka malulubog, hindi ka malulumos, or malulunod. Parang Tagalog na Bisaya, malulumos. Okay, so let's say you have your present income, and your present needs. Actually, when you utang, what you're actually doing is you're spending your future income. That's the pain of having loan. You spend some money that you currently don't have. So as a result, you sacrifice your future needs. No? Instead of allocating that income for your future needs, hindi mo siya magagamit doon kasi nga ginamit mo na siya for your utang. So that's the painful truth with utang. You're spending the money that you don't have. Na instead of having it in the future for something else, for better things, you're now spending your utang, especially if high interest siya. So now, if you cannot control your debt, your utang, your income will become useless. Kasi, especially if you have your credit card now, if you cannot control your use of credit card on shopping online especially, so mangyayari is mababaon ka talaga kasi yung credit card, whether you like it or not, yung fees niya is continuous. It's automatic even, no? Automatic siya even if different siya sa like mangungutang ka sa tao, sa physical na tao. Mangungutang ka sa tao. Minsan kasi makakalimutan mo yan, and then you would think na that's okay kasi nakakalimutan niya. But when you have debt sa sa credit card sa bank, it's automated. So, wala kang lusot. So, it's going to hurt you a lot. Huh? So, ang mangyayari, yung sweldo mo, instead of hand to mouth, hand to hand, minsan pag lubog ka na talaga sa utang, touch me not na kasi wala ka nang ma-receive na salary, and come what may kasi you will survive. Parang bahala si Batman to survive. So there are um, more discussion about this, or lecture about this, deep discussion about this inside um, IMG. No? So what we're discussing now are only the mga overview lang. Okay, so yun, you have to create a strategy, increase your cash flow if you have your debt, no, and then roll up debt consolidation and interest rate swap. So you will learn more about this inside IMG. So if you have multiple debts, what you can do is to consolidate them, and then you look for the highest, probably ang pinakamataas na interest rate. Yun ang unahin mo. Focus ka doon, and then before you proceed to the next highest. No? So more on that inside IMG. Right. Next step, fourth step is to create emergency fund. No. I created once a survey or a quiz about this things that I'm talking about this evening. No? And this is one of the questions na marami ang hindi nakakasagot. Ang ano kasi, yung tanong ko doon is, how much ba yung emergency fund na meron ka? Yung mostly na sagot is 0 kasi wala namang emergency. 0 daw dapat kasi wala namang emergency. Saka na sila mag-emergency fund pag may emergency na. So yun yung wrong belief din. Everything is a belief, okay? So wrong belief siya kasi saan ka kukuha ng pang-fund for your needs, for your emergencies if wala kang prepare for that day, no? For that day. Same thing with for example, nasira yung bahay nyo or yung bubong ng bahay nyo. So saan ka kukuha ng pang-ayos ng nasira na bahay mo kung wala kang emergency fund? So syempre kukuha ka doon sa other baskets na yung money. For example, so other budgets. So it will hurt other aspects of your life, no? Of your other finances. So you really have to create emergency funds. So are you prepared for these emergencies? For example, sa ngayon sabi nila millions na daw yung nawawala ng trabaho sa ngayon because of COVID. So many people were not prepared for this. No? That's supposed to be emergency fund, and they should have done that. They should have accumulated their emergency fund while they still can, while they still didn't have the emergency. Yun yung purpose. You prepare for the worst that would come. No? We don't want the worst to come, but just in case it would come, you have to prepare for that financially, especially financially. So how much should be the emergency fund? It actually depends on your capacity then. But the guide is you could have 3 to 6 months of your current monthly income. That's a guide. But of course, the higher the better, no? The higher the better. Kasi di natin alam, like for example, what's happening now, what's happening with COVID, it's still indefinite. It's still unpredictable when this all is going to end. No? If you have more than 6 months, so that's better. Okay? Ibig sabihin ng emergency fund is that you're going to only spend this money when there is real emergency, including mga bagyo, mga COVID, ganyan. But for example, nasira yung cellphone mo, I don't think that's emergency. So you have to hold yourself, no, for that. No, you have to discipline yourself na to strictly keep this fund and use this fund only when there is real emergency. Okay. So now the fifth step is to build long-term investments. Okay. There's this investment formula, tinatawag is rule of 72. No? Simple lang naman siya. If you have the interest rate, for example, the interest rate is 1%, so you divide 72 by 1. Okay. Tapos, ang result niya 72 years, meaning your money will be doubled after 72 years if you put it in a vehicle, in a bank, or in an institution that gives you 1% interest rate. Okay, so example, you have 10,000 pesos, you put it in the bank. Tapos yung bank, for example, 1% yung binibigay niya na interest. After 72 years, magiging 20,000 siya. So, I don't think that's a good thing, no? Parang, let's say ako, sa ngayon, I'm almost 40, almost 40. I'm 30 plus. Weird. 30 plus. So, plus 72, I'm 100 years old. Saka pa magiging 20,000. Napaka saklap naman, ano? So, you have to understand this rule of 72 para you would know where to utilize and maximize this power, compounding power now. The power of 72. Okay, so here's another example now. For example, you're putting your money in an institution that gives you 4% interest rate. So ito, ibig sabihin, after 18 years, 18 years, magdodoble siya. So when you, let's say you put your money at, when you're 29 years old, so that's 100,000. So it will become doubled after 18 years. So that's plus 18, 47 ka na, then you'll have 20,000. After another 18 years, this will become 40,000. So the same din dito, if you have 12 years, so yung magdodoble yung initial money mo after 6 years. Okay, so you put your money na 100,000 when you're 29 years old. So magdodoble siya when you're 35, and then another doublet 41. So ibig sabihin, we know that the higher the interest rate, the better. And I think ito din yung ginagamit ng mga scammers. Kasi they would give you 90%, 90%. No? Ibig sabihin, your money will be doubled very fast. So 72 divided by 90, how much is that? So less than 1. So less than 1 year, madodoble yung money mo. So you also have to cautiously and be aware of the realities, no? O kung ano lang dapat, no? Ano lang yung realistic na binibigay na interest rate. Okay? So yun yung rule of 72. So there. So you have to understand how money works. Okay. Okay, so if you have an account in a bank, ang tawag sa iyo is a depositor, no? A depositor. But if you invest in a mutual fund or in stock market, ang tawag sa iyo is shareholder. So what happens is that si ikaw to, naging babae ka. Weird, si depositor babae. Anyway, so nag-deposit siya ng money to the bank as a savings account. So the bank gives her 5.5% interest rate. So ito lang yung nagiging niya. But si bank mismo, he's using your money in big businesses. Like he would invest, or the bank would invest your money to government securities, commercial papers, stock equities, etc. So no, parang it's unfair, no? It's unfair that the bank only gives you 0.5 and then they're earning this much. But it's just how the system works, no? There's nothing we can do about that. But if you know any better other than saving in the bank, if you know any institution where you can save higher than that, so you can go to this institution like a mutual fund or a mutual or a stock market. You can invest directly to where big banks are investing. So instead of going to the bank and earning only 0.5%, you can earn this much, not directly, right? So that's the beauty of knowing other alternatives of growing your money, no? Other than just saving it in the bank. Okay, so saving in the bank is the old days strategy, no? In the 1970s, probably it would work. Now you save it in the bank and then it would grow. And then, yun, okay ka na. Ano na yung lifestyle mo, maganda na yung lifestyle mo. Kasi then, before, yung interest rate is so much higher than the interest rate na binibigay ngayon ng mga banks. No? I learned before, yung time with deposit, umaabot ng 20 or 30%. So ngayon, I don't know. Siguro mga one figure na lang. No? Anyway, so you really have to upgrade then your strategies in how to grow your money. Okay. Okay, here's another higher series of discussion. Huwag na lang to. If you want to know more about this, you join IMG, no? You join IMG. There's so much you can learn in IMG talaga. Yan. So another one is another step, sixth step. So preserve your estate, no? Preserve your estate, especially if you have purchased a lot of mga properties, no? You have to preserve them kasi you don't know what will happen in the future. No? Yan. There's a way to kasi what will happen, we don't know what will happen to you in the future, no? Um, if that unfortunate event will happen to you, so sino yung makakatanggap ng money? Sino yung makakakuha ng house mo, ng home mo? Sino ba yung mag-inherit ng lahat ng mga bank accounts mo? So you also have to prepare for the worst to come. Let's say namatay ka na, knock on wood. So mostly kasi if hindi na prepare ng mga parents yung mga ari-arian nila, so yung mga, especially if marami yon, so yung mga anak nila is mag-aaway-away dahil dyan. Okay, there's also this thing called estate tax, no? Marami ang ano dito kasi it's also a big money. It's also a big money na kinukuha sa property mo, na binabayaran mo to the government. Okay? More on this if you join IMG, right? So yun, here are the 6 steps to build your solid financial foundation. So ang pinaka-important dito is yung pinakababa. What is the pinakababa? Okay, there's 6 steps. So increase your cash flow. How do you increase your cash flow? Either you reduce your expenses or increase your income, or both. No? They ensure your proper protection for your family, insurance, life insurance, and healthcare. Diba? And step 3, manage and eliminate your debts. If you have utang, you have to eliminate them as soon as you can to ensure that hindi marami yung nakukuha ni loaners ba yan? The loan providers from you through the interest, okay? And then you need to have an emergency fund. Ang guide for emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of your income, but of course, the higher, the better. If you can have 9 months or 1 year, that's the best. That's better than 3 to 6 months. Okay. And then you need to build long-term investments. So you need to learn better ways to grow your money. Okay. Other than just saving your money in the bank. Okay. And of course, if you have all the assets and you've purchased a lot of properties, you need to preserve your estate. Okay. So if you put that in an illustration, yan. So yung pinaka-importante talaga is yung sa pinakababa. Okay? So that's the reason, di ba? The most solid structure in the world is the Pyramid of Egypt. Why? It's because they started with a wider bottom, and then they build it up. No, they build it up instead of going siguro pabaliktad ng ganito. So it's going to be weak if pabaliktad, no? So if you start on investing without taking care of those items dito sa baba, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging kasi let's say meron kang investment and then you invest in the stock market, and then what if something happens in the market? Or what if someone in the family gets sick? Or what if there's an emergency? What if may COVID ulit o COVID part 2? Yun. So how are you going to survive during those difficult times? So you need to take care of here, dito sa baba. Okay? You need to take care of here sa baba. So that is the second platform of IMG. Okay? So the third platform of IMG, we're going to talk about this in brief, no? Yun. So traditional versus IMG platform. So if you want to invest in traditional ways, so you're going to go to a bank or a broker or an agent. So sa IMG, we don't do that anymore, no? We don't do that anymore. When you become a member of IMG, you become the broker yourself. You become the agent yourself. You don't need to go to a bank para maka-invest ka sa mutual fund. You don't need to go to an insurance company for you to invest in an insurance company or to get your insurance for your family. So yun, it's like ma-compare mo siya as if you're a member of SNR. Alam mo yung SNR, yung sa Cebu? I think there's also SNR in Manila. But anyway, so SNR, pupunta ka sa SNR, and then everything is already there. Sa isang store lang is already there. You want to buy ice cream, nandun na. You want to buy furniture, andun na din. Lahat na ng all you need inside the store is already there in one stop. It's like a one-stop shop, no? Yun yung scheme yun yung arrangement ng IMG. Okay? If, for example, this is you want to invest in a mutual fund, healthcare, insurance. So traditionally, you go to the bank, you go to the broker agent or agent, and then they will ask you for some things before you can invest in mutual funds and other investments, no? Yun yung traditional. Pero sa IMG is that, I mentioned a while ago, you don't need to go there to get access to the financial institution. Kasi you are your own financial broker, you're your own financial agent. No? Hindi ka na pupunta, hindi ka na maghanap ng agent na tutulong sa'yo, hindi ka na maghanap ng, magre-rely on other people to get you connected with other financial industries, okay? Yan yung isa sa mga nagustuhan ko sa IMG, no? Kasi yun, if you see the some of the biggest financial institutions in the Philippines, so Kaiser, Manila Bankers Life, Standard Insurance, Ayala Land, Sun Life, Philiquity. So you as a member of IMG, you already have direct access to all of these, no? All of these, right? So, yan, ito din yung some of the benefits. How many are these? 30 plus na ba to? Umabot na ba to ng 30? 28, I think. So yun, you have free seminars, free workshop, free books. If we are doing this seminar live, you would probably receive a book from Jafet. May book ka pa ba, Jafet? So we give this book for free to all members, not to all members. Okay. So you also have free financial checkup. Ano pa ba? Marami yan ano. Hindi ka nakatanggap? Really? Uy, meron Meron yan. Okay, so ano pa? You have free healthcare products and services. You have access to healthcare products and services, and you also have ano pa ba? Maraming free basta if you join IMG. Anyway, maraming benefits, right? Yan. Okay. So benefits, unlimited consultation. Ito din, gusto ko to kasi I regularly have my eyeglasses checked and replaced, no? So I get to enjoy free vision care, no, through my membership in IMG. No? And ito maganda to is especially if you're living in Cebu or in cities, in other cities, no? Kasi meron silang medical center si Kaiser, and then the consultation there is most of the consultation services there is for free, no? And then mga immediate families are discounted, right? Yun. And yun. Free investment seminars. So if you sometimes kasi may mga institutions that they would offer mga seminars. So if you want to attend how to invest in stock market or how to invest in mutual funds, maraming institutions na nag-offer ng mga services, mga talks na yun. However, they're not for free. But in IMG, they're all for free. They're all for free. Okay? Kasi IMG wants its members to be really well equipped, no, in all different aspects of how to grow their money. Okay? All right. Ano pa ba? Yan. So I'm just browsing here some of the all of the benefits. No? Isa-isa ko lang siya. Ayoko lang i-explain. Kasi there's so many talaga. Yan. Memorials, concierge services. Right? You also have assistance if you would like to purchase your car for the first time. So you can contact IMG and then they will help you find a better deal. And even if you have your current car, if you have your car recent, somewhere here, but and then non-life insurance pala, yan. So if you have your car, of course, you need to get your insurance for the car. You can contact IMG to avail big discounts, no? Right. So, again, so really, it's a one-stop shop kind of institutions, IMG. So this is you as a member, you already have access to a lot of financial institutions now, whether it's about healthcare, life insurance, investment, ayan, real estate, mga non-life insurance, and other estate management services. Okay, yun. And there's a lot of training inside IMG as well to help you become a better entrepreneur. Okay, there are also rewards. No, if you there are qualifications, of course, to get the rewards. So you will have an opportunity to travel the world. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So yun na yun. So after this, my recommendation is you conduct your um, partial financial checkup. No? For you to be aware of where you are at currently, kung ano yung current situation of finances mo. You can contact anyone you trust. For example, if si Japheth, you know him and you trust him, you can contact him to conduct with you your financial checkup. So, i-check yung current situation ng yung, para lang siyang check-up sa hospital, no? I-check yung vital signs mo, ganyan, yung heartbeat, yung mga BP, ganyan. So, sa financial checkup, i-check yung how much you're earning, how much you're, where you're at talaga in your current situations and finances. And where do you want to go? Where do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve? How much you want to achieve? Okay. And yun, I would recommend that you become a lifetime member in IMG. Okay. And then you are going to enjoy all these benefits na hindi siya accessible to just anyone. Only for the members. Right. So yun, this is the lifetime fee pala. So 5,500 pesos. Yun yung lifetime fee niya. And then yung lifetime fee niya, although 5,500, that 1,000 of that is already allocated to the mutual fund. Okay, fund for your opening of a mutual fund. Okay, so again, here is the solid financial foundation. No, the 6 steps. The first, you need to increase your cash flow, and then you need to have your healthcare protection, and then life insurance protection, and then you need to manage your debt and reduce liability or eliminate your debt, and then you need to have an emergency fund, and then you can then build up your savings and investments. Okay. So invest in your long-term healthcare. Retirees spend 60 to 80% of their savings on healthcare. So if you're not really ready, no, if you're really not ready, so maubos talaga yung funds mo when you're older and you're not prepared for it. Okay. So if you invest as early as possible, as early as now, as early as when you're younger and healthy, no, it's going to be a lot easier now when you're still when you're still healthy. Kasi it's easier than to get your own policy or something. Kasi you're healthy, hindi ka na papahirapan sa pagkuha. Kasi when you're sick na, when you're 60 years old and gusto mo kumuha ng healthcare protection, magiging mahirap na kasi syempre si company din, si healthcare provider, mag-iisip din siya, baka mamamatay to right away. So malulugi din kami right away kasi hindi pa namin napatubo yung pera niya tapos nag-claim siya agad. So yun, it's really easier to get protection and insurance when you are still younger. So the best recommendation that we have in IMG is to get the ultimate Kaiser Health Builder. I guess Japheth also has this one, Kaiser Health Builder. So kasi the best thing about this one is that if you look at the 6 steps to financial foundation, it already targets all 3 aspects, all 3 steps, no? 3-in-1 investment kasi siya. So covered na yung healthcare protection, meron na insurance. So again, healthcare protection is for you when you get older, di ba? When you get old. And then life insurance protection, this is for your family, just in case something happens to you. Something happens to you when you're still building up your assets. And then, of course, investment is also a form of investment, right? So there you go. It's endorsed by Sharon Cuneta, the megastar. Okay. There are also, if you want to understand more about Kaiser, we have Kaiser training inside IMG as well. So understand deeply about the benefits and how to all the things related to Kaiser. There's also a training, separate training for that. Of course, all the trainings in IMG are free. So another one is this one. You will have access to MB Life. This is by far the most affordable insurance in the country right now. The MB Life, right? So again, you can either have Kaiser or this one. So this is two-in-one then. Two-in-one siya. Yung Kaiser is three-in-one, and then most MB Life is two-in-one. So there, invest in mutual funds. So when you join IMG, wala kang funds to create wala kang fee to create your account in the mutual fund. Okay, so there you go. So take action now. So control your future. The future is in your hands. If you want to be wealthy, don't let other people do it for you. So you have to do it yourself. Be your own money manager. So you have to understand. I hope you understand now how money works, or if you understood already, I hope you get reminded of how money really works. So it either works for you or works against you. Okay, so make sure that you understand how the money works, and then you ensure that the money really works for you instead of working for money. Okay. So ang sabi ng kapitbahay ko siya pala. So andito siya sa kapitbahay namin. Tawagin ko siya mamaya. So sabi niya, if you're born poor, it is not your mistake. But if you die poor, it is your mistake. Kasi if you're born poor, hindi mo naman kasalanan yun eh. So, di ba? So it just happened na your parents were in that situation. No? They tried their best, but that's their situation. And then, but if you die poor, nasa sayo na yun. It's within your control. No? So thank you, everyone. That is the end of. Oh, by the way, you have actually a chance to win iPad. There's a convention in October. If you want to win iPad, if you have a chance, you will have a chance to win iPad. You go to that website. So sign up there. So there you go. So Jafet, you have something to add? So
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Yeah, do you hear me? Yeah, thank you for your seminar. And yes, marami kaming natututunan. And for me, kasi recap na to sa akin, it always remind me na am I a spender or a saver? So maganda yon. And sana maintindihan din sa aking mga kasama na how important to be in a financial na foundation talaga, na maganda yung foundation ng aming financial. Lalo na we are going to go with stock market trading. So dapat maging stable na dapat before going there, because it's about losing and gaining. Lalo na we are rookies. I'm thankful because IMG meron ding stock trading.
Yes.
Kaya all in one na siya eh. So maganda siya, sir. I hope na kami sa group namin, we will be together going here, kasi malaki talaga matutunan. May mga free seminars at saka may marami pang mga opportunities, mga freebies kasama. So yeah, I don't know if nakuha nila lahat, but I think yung pagkaka-present mo very well. Salamat doon. And naintindihan namin, I hopefully naintindihan ko kasi. Together with my family, actually sir, together with my family na nakikinig kami sa'yo.
Okay, that's good. It's good
Yes.
thing. Okay. So actually, if you are also interested in trading and stock market, we also have groups in IMG who are crazy traders, crazy traders. Like see Sir Brian, so he's also a trader and he's an expert in trading. You can also tap his expertise regarding that one. Yeah. So kaya nga it's a one-stop shop talaga, kasi you will find a lot of people who are like-minded. No, they're into the holistic aspect of managing and growing their finances, not only on on earning more money and getting more money kasi hindi naman talaga guarantee na when you have more, you are free, you are independent. No? Kasi minsan, when you have more, if you notice sa mga nakikita natin, the higher, pag let's say, napopromote sa trabaho, nag-increase yung sweldo, nag-increase din yung expenses. Yan. So we need to be aware of that. If we have that habit right now, we need to correct that, to replace that with a new habit. Okay? So any other my questions? Sing iba? My questions ba? Sir
Ito
Brian?
my group.
Yes.
Sige, go ahead. Go ahead kung sino may question from my group.
Si Jill pinaka active sa chat eh. Nan daw. So, okay, wala kayong question, so please get one whole sheet of paper. We'll have an exam. Joke lang.
Yun lang.
Joke lang pala. So yun, if you have other questions, ando naman, I flashed there my contacts, or if you don't like me, if you don't like to contact me, contact Japet na lang if you have more questions about what we've discussed.
Right.
So, wala nang questions? No. So, thank you so much for attending our live webinar. And yeah, see you inside ING. Right? So, good evening and take care, everyone, and God bless.
Thank you, sir. All right,
Thank you,
very
Dan.
good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.